Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. Silent Hill Downpour mysteries. They call them mysteries on this game. Again, I think this was PS3, PS4. I'm not quite sure. However, I have found out that yes, Silent Hill F and Silent Hill the short message files are on here. They're on the spin-offs tab on the main menu. For some reason, Silent Hill F is a spin-off game, according to this. Mysteries on Silent Hill Downpour. By the way, yes, I've never played this one before, and apparently it's about a person who was in prison and he was on a bus home with other convicts. The bus had a crash, ends up in Silent Hill. Pretty much it. Devil's Pit Flyer. Early residents of Devil's Pit. Did you know that the Native Americans used to call Silent Hill home? Anthropologists know this because of the various artifacts found here, especially in the cave systems surrounding the Devil's Pit. A number of these relics indicate ceremonies being held for the deity. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, suggesting his importance to the people here. In fact, one of the names given to this area was that Nest of the Raven. Hey kids, is Silent Hill a special place for you? If you were naming this area, what would you call it? Yes, do not send your children to Silent Hill. VR's notes. This is like Devil's Pit. Okay. I should really play these games that I never tried before. Room 5B returned to the room at 7:51 p.m. Showered. 8:10 p.m. shampooed hair twice in bed. Why would you shampoo your hair in bed? 8:42 p.m. with pink nightie and no panties. Lights off at 9:23 p.m. after reading fashion magazine and drinking a glass of wine, cheap wine. I'm guessing this is a female. Room 102. Ordered room service at 5:32 p.m. House special fried chicken, dinner with milk. Ate half while watching news program, then put tray outside door at 7:10 p.m. Clipped toenails until 7:32 p.m. Left clippings on the floor, you dirty bitch. Watched TV the rest of the night until bedtime. Set at 10:35 p.m. Wore oversized men's button-up. Cheer. So this is a man we're talking about. Well, a man in this one here. Room 6A. Shaved legs. At 8:20 p.m. in bathtub. In bed by 9:30 p.m. Sleeps nude. Snores loudly. Room 103. Long phone call to boyfriend. Ended at 5:22 p.m. Argued the entire time. Cried herself to sleep. Yep. Pretty much a relationship right there. Newsletter newspaper article. Train accident. Train accident at Devil's Pit causes death of 8 children. Is this no? This is a different one than Homecoming, isn't it? Yeah. By Wally Thompson, star for Whiter. What in Silent Hill law? Oh, in what Silent Hill law enforcement officials are calling a unpreceded tragedy? 8 children were killed last night when the tour train which they were riding derailed in the Devil's Pit mines. Witnesses claim that J.P. Slater, the train's operator, was visibly intoxicated at the time of the incident, and that negligence on his part may have led to the derailment. The train guy was drunk, said Philip Menton, a tourist from Chicago. He was belligerent to everyone, even the kids. There was no way he should have been operating anything. We just began investigating this terrible accident. Is that accident or incident? and it's far too soon to speculate on anything. Detective Edward Rogers told a reporter this morning, "Rest assured, we will utilise all available police resources and personnel to uncover the cause." We know the cause. It was a drunken train driver. The Silent Hill Tourism Authority has shut down all their Devil's Pit operations indefinitely and has released the following statement: "We are saddened by the horrific incident." No, it's accident, isn't it? It's not incident because there's no N in there. "Involving the tourist train at our facilities, and we pledge to fully cooperate with law enforcement officials in all aspects of their investigation." The Devil's Pit doesn't really sound much good, does it? Poem. Easy Mode, My Train Ride by Donnie Wilkes, age 8. The man had a red jacket and then asked me how are you. He drove the train through the water that is blue. Then ice cream was ruined. Ruined my orange shoes. So this is a puzzle, in other words. A riddle. Normal difficulty. Mountains of Majesty by Daniel, English A3 or 3A. Jutting underneath cerulean skies are rocky cliffs where my heart lies. Eyes twinkling with emerald flares. My darling left me weeping there, but her shadow can't take away those bronze cliffs at the end of the day. And hard mode. Beneath this slate burns wicked ash, and the children cry for blood. Outside the fir trees below, in the wind, who knows not what happened here, or what Toluca subterranean claws seek blood, always blood. Wilkes. Damn. Police report, police department, Boston Police Department report. This is in the Boston area then. Case number MA0 that incident vehicle theft. Reporting officer Sergeant Matthew Baker. Date of report February 26. At about 22:40 hours on the 25th of February, suspect was observed by a number of witnesses. See Appendix A at 4050 Bromfield Road, forcibly entering a parked police cruiser. Appendix B. Suspect was then able to start the vehicle and depart the scene in a reckless manner, approaching the surface streets. Speeds far exceeds the posted limits. At approximately 22:45 hours, patrol officers in the area, as well as air assets from the Sheriff's Department, answered the stolen vehicle's call from dispatch and began pursuit of the pursuit of the suspect. At 23:10 hours, suspect exited on the Interstate 94 southbound on the Route 5 off-ramp. The suspect continued southbound on Interstate 94 at excessive speeds, and pursuing officers maintained a safe distance to reduce collateral risk to nearby civilians. At approximately 08:20 hours on the 26th of February, the suspect crossed the state line into Ashfield and exited onto the surface streets. At that time, local officers cordoned off the area to civilian traffic and dispatched road spikes. The spikes disabled the stolen vehicle, bringing it to a complete stop at approximately 8:35 hours. Prepared by Matthew Baker. Crime Survey, Police Department, Silent Hill, from the desk of Chief Ronald Doyle. Annual Fenley Crime Survey, and you basically got property crimes and basically right there, and it tells you how many crimes, and there was a lot of theft and there was a lot of assaults right there. Crime scene photo 2. Where's one? Crime scene photo with a marker 2. Missing poster. Missing child, Charlie Pendleton. Local missing child last seen at Robbins Elementary School. If you have any information about Charlie Pendleton, please contact the Boston Police Department immediately in that number. Please help. I wonder if anyone's called that number. Like, I wonder if that's like a made up number that you call, and it's a computer voice at the end of it saying like advertising Silent Hill games. Crime scene photo 1. Crime scene photo with the marker 1. A threatening letter. Dear Shithead. Oh, that's not nice, is it? I'm on to you, you gunky arsehole. Next time something goes missing from my apartment, you can expect the cops to come, knocking on your door, and if it's not them, it'll be me, and my knock is a 12 gauge, if you catch my drift. If you don't want a arse full of buckshot, I suggest that you stay the fuck away from my apartment. Last warning. I'm pretty sure the person should have called the police on that letter, to be fair. Especially if he knows who sent it. Gallery letter 1. Fender's Fine Art and Appraisals. October 3rd. Dear Mr. Rice. The Delilah painting in your collection needs to be in a public gallery and not a private home of a eccentric recluse who selfishly hoards such treasures for his sole enjoyment. I have tried repeatedly to get you to accept my generous offer to purchase the painting, but once again you rebuffed me, leaving me no choice but to take drastic measures. Did he steal it? It would be extremely unfortunate if certain details regarding your son's suicide were made public. Jesus Christ, what the hell is wrong with the people in this game? Give me the painting, or I'll assure you that these allegations will never see the light of day. Refuse me and face the consequences. Sincerely, Melissa Matalan. Jesus. Gallery letter 2. Fender's Fine Art and Appraisals, September 14th. Dear Mr. Baker, thank you for returning my inquiry regarding the Lillian Shelley painting. It is wonderful to find another like-minded collector, especially one that's so familiar with the early work of this local artist. I was, however, extremely disappointed to hear that you have chosen to reject my offer to acquire the piece from my gallery. You have to understand that we are assembling what the Art Review has called the most important and extensive collection of Shelley's early oils ever displayed, and refusing to sell or land the painting to the gallery is not only a disservice to Silent Hill, but an insult to the greater art community. Your refusal to support the celebration of Shelley's work will only lead to misfortune. I beg you to carefully reconsider my offer. And that was Matt Land again. It sounds like really threatening people in this one here. Gallery owner's note. How large is the map? 3x3 grid, because I don't need the entire map to find the treasure. Who has the missing paintings? Cross-check with the art collector accordingly. Who is buying the New England 19th century oils? Mr. Rice won't return calls. Mr. Bright crossed out. Dr. S crossed out. Mr. Barker refuses to sell, and Mr. Strayed crossed out. This is another puzzle, because all the things that are crossed out is bound to mean something. What do the symbols mean? Native Americans, maybe Angoliquan? Call Pat at HS or SSSH Silent Hill History Sock. Maybe he knows. Raven's Death Burial Site. Mother's note. Sweetie, Mother's made a new path for you to follow now. Remember the rules. Yellow ribbon, turn left. Red ribbon, turn right. I know you sometimes get confused, so just be a big girl and look for Mummy's ribbons and you'll be fine. Whatever you do, do not break the rules. Mummy will be waiting for you at home. Hugs and kisses, Mummy. Again, it's like fucked up. Newspaper article, Prison Riot. Riot at Royal State Prison results in 4 fatalities. Full-scale riot at the Royal State Prison has finally brought under control late last night after prison guards stormed the facility utilising large quantities of tear gas, riot batons and shotguns. Basically shot them. As of this writing, 4 fatalities has been reported. All prisoners whose names are being withheld. After a tense standoff with a rather brutal physical confrontation, we were able to re-establish full control of the prison, said Warden Glenn Milton. Rest assured, we will get to the bottom of this and find out what, and most importantly, who was the cause of this unfortunate disruption to the normal prison operations. A number of guards were reported injured in the incident as well, one seriously. Their names are also being withheld pending the investigation. Jesus Christ. Addressed envelope. Aaron Ashfield, apartment 8, 2909 Wilmer Road, Silent Hill. I'm pretty sure it isn't Silent Hill set in Virginia. It's a town in Virginia, I'm pretty sure. Something. Royal State Prison. From Patrol Committee to Glenn Milton. Prisoner Pentalon Murphy. Parole status. This letter is to inform you that parole has been approved for prisoner Murphy. Effective June 26, Murphy, I can't say that name, has met all qualifications for early release, and by all accounts is a model prisoner. We feel that he is prepared to make the successful transition from prisoner to citizen. Further, due to the non-violent nature of his conviction. It is our option. He poses no physical threat to the general public. Please feel free to contact our officers should you have any questions and or concerns. Respectively, Judith, Patrol Committee Chairperson. Internal investigation. Royal State Prison. From obviously this is where the guy that you play as, he's a prisoner. From Captain Brian Handley to Warren Glenn Milton. Status update, internal investigation. Per our recent conversation, my department has indicated an aggressive internal investigation to the prison guard staff. In order to keep you appeased of significant development, please note that we are paying particular attention to the activities, past and present. The corrections officer, George Sedrell, we have received an eyewitness testimony from corrections officer Frank Coderidge that suggests the CO Sedrell has been engaged in a number of illegal activities in the course of his duties. Other than CO Coderidge's testimony, however, our evidence regarding Sedrell's alleged violations remains substantial at his point, and our investigation continues. I will keep you promptly appeased with any new findings. Respectively, Captain Brian Handley, Chief of Guards. Internal Napier? No. Okay, so this is another one about prisoner Patrick Napier, deceased. Concerning the recent unsolved murder of the subject named prisoner in our facilities, a full and complete review of all isolation and segregation procedures will be undertaken by you and your staff, with findings turned into my office no later than close of business, 21st of November. Included in your report will be full investigation results regarding Napier's murder, including those responsible for overseeing the victim's activities during the time of this incident, especially how how another prisoner was allowed access to the segregation area. Please note, your guard staff is not exempt from your subscription and should be trusted thusly. This investigation should be considered your highest priority. I am determined that we will restore Rydell's reputation as a top-notch prison facility. Consider this your first and last warning. Warden Glenn Milton. There was a lot of bad stuff happening in that prison, by the way. Envelope sketch 851136. That's a code then. Psychologist flyer. Rep Karen, psychologist D. Licensed clinical psychologist, that's that number, helping individuals and couples cope with the loss of a child. That's fucking hitting hard, isn't it? Psychological report. Weil State Prison, from Dr. Rain Sarah to Glenn Milton. Subject's name blank. Subject psychological evaluation. Priority hearing premium. He is a male, 43 years old. He is serving a something-year sentence for multiple felony accounts, including third-degree murder and sexual assault of a child below the age of 14. Jesus fucking Christ. He appears to be in satisfactory physical health. The prisoner is currently being considered for probation. You don't release him, he raped a child. After multiple sessions with the prisoner, I have concluded that he does not suffer now from any psychotic or physical disorders. Rather, he has shown continuously to have an incoherent interest in young children and manifests significant predatory traits. As a result, I feel he poses an imminent danger to the community, and should he be released from custody, and is therefore a poor candidate for probation. Damn, yeah, do not release him. Annual Employee Review. Again from the State Prison. George Sedrell, Position Correction Officer, years of service 20. Areas of concern. There has been numerous reports from prisoners and fellow corrections officers that Officer Sedrell maintains suspicious contact and/or relationships with certain prisoners under his care. There has also been allegations of abuse of power by Officer Sedrell, including physical threats. Officer Sedrell admittedly denies these claims. Conclusion. Until further investigation is conducted into the various changes against Officer Sedrell or Seville, promotion and or merit wage increase cannot be approved at this time. Positive contributions to team. Officer Sewell has perfect work attendance throughout the entire review period and constantly reports to his duties in a punctual fashion. Film splicing guidelines. Picturedrome Projection Services LLC. Film splicer. See that 140. Film splicing guidelines. Only authorized theatre employees may access the film splicing equipment. The film splicing equipment can be used to join two or more segments of film to create a single edited piece, seamlessly joining reel A to B. Many of the film reels stored within the Silent Hill Film Archive are decades old and irreplaceable. Always wear protective gloves before handling the film. Before loading the film splicer, please ensure the film that you are using has been cleaned in a methyl chloroform solution. The repair adhesive will not bind to wet film. Ensure that all film segments are thoroughly dry before attempting to splice two film segments together. Ensure that you provide at least 24 to 27 inches of leader tape for the start of each new reel before splicing additional film segments to it. The film splicing equipment is solely for use of repairing damaged film, or joining two shorter subsequential reels into a single reel. Other alterations or edits must be cleared with the copyright holder. I'm guessing that's something you need to do, put films together. Newspaper article abduction. Local boy believed abducted while walking home from school by Howard Useley's. Brahms. A 6-year-old boy is believed to have been abducted by an unknown kidnapper while walking home from his school yesterday afternoon. Who attends Robbins Elementary School, was last seen departing the school's campus at approximately 2:30 p.m. Schools close at 3 o'clock. He was walking alone, and no witnesses has been identified at this time. Right now we have very little to go on, says Detective Elliot Benson, who is heading up an investigation for the Brahms Police Department. As with any suspect kidnapping, the first 48 hours are crucial, so we're asking anyone who may have information about the disappearance to please phone our anonymous hotline. Police has been actively interviewing the school employees, students as well as the residents who live and work near Robbins Elementary School. As of writing this article, parents of the missing child remained unavailable for comment. That's dodgy. As you can imagine, the parents want nothing more for the safe return of their child, and their energies are focused in that direction, Detective Benson told responders. A statewide Amber Alert has been activated for blank. If you have any information regarding his disappearance, please contact the Crime Breakers tip line. A newspaper article. Napier. Jury finds Patrick Napier guilty of the first degree. It took jury only 4 hours of deliberation to return a guilty verdict against Patrick at the Brahms courthouse this afternoon. Napier, a 42-year-old convicted child molester, the dirty bastard, and a registered sex offender, has been accused of abducting, sexually assaulting and murdering Daniel Stevens, an 8-year-old local boy whose parents has reported him missing in January last year. He was the boy missing in the thing then. He was raped and murdered. Fuck's sake. Again, this is like really dark. Like, so all Silent Hill games are like really dark. This was a hollow victory at best, District Attorney Theodore Adams told reporters outside the courthouse after the verdict has been handed down. Yes, we got a sick and dangerous predator off the streets and behind bars for good. On the other hand, none of this can return a promising young boy to the arms of his grieving parents. Napier's guilty verdict comes with a mandatory life without parole sentence. He was immediately remanded to Rydell State Prison by the sheriff's duties following the verdict, where he was placed in a protective custody and began serving his sentence in complete isolation from other prisoners. Trust me, like, if another prisoner got hold of him, they'd rip him apart. Like, seriously, like. Even prisoners hate child molesters in prison. They would absolutely murder him. Poem Fragment 1. Poor little Stephen Skelter. Even the chaplain won't forgive you. Forever lies your pleading cries, but Susie knows you felt her. Is this another paedophile thing? A letter home. Dear Mummy and Daddy, please can I come home? It is bad at this place and I don't like it. The people are mean to me and they hurt me and the medicine makes me feel sick all the time. I'm scared. Please come get me. Love, blank. Attached note. Note to all staff. In the future, all correspondence for patient something, whenever ingoing or outgoing, is to be filtered to my office for my personal review. No expectations. Thank you, Roberts Bloch, Director of Operations. Is this another cult? Like, are they keeping her drugging her. It's like, again, Silent Hill is a sick place. Technician's notes. Easy, Hansel and Gretel. Another puzzle piece. Hansel and Gretel. Notes on to technician. You're going to be the only person running this thing up. Running this thing up top, so don't screw it up. It isn't hard or anything, but remember, these are kids. They don't have the same emotional stability as real actors. Actors' notes, or Act 1 notes. When we're ready to start, your cue is the first light on the left. Keep an eye on it and you'll be fine. Anyways, step 1 is to turn down the house lights. Next will be the music to set the mood of the play. Once everyone's quietening down, move the spotlight to the stage. That's the other guy's cue for the curtain. Things start in the forest. This is your point of no return. The kids, man, remember the kids. They'll move on onto the house, and that's when you need the rain to kick in. Start it off gentle at first, just a drizzle, then move up the drums and thunder. Remember, you're our entire special effects department. It's up to you to bring this thing alive. There was only one guy that had to do all that. Normal hard Hansel and Gretel Act 1. The stage is set. The lights are dim. The lights dim and a haunting melody begins to play. We are transported to the classic tale by the Brothers Grimm. Lights on center stage, curtain opens. Hansel, OS. The way home has vanished. We see children in a dark forest with unknown dangers lurking around every turn. The children enter. Gretel. Oh Hansel, the crows has eaten our bread. Hansel, do not worry, I'll watch over you. They come to a strange house that they meant to stay away, but it begins to rain. As thunder booms and the storm worsens, they creep closer and find the house is made of goodies. I'm pretty sure if it's raining and that's a house made of sweets and that, which in the Brothers Grimm tale it is, that house will be melted to the ground. Poem Fragment 2. Nowhere left for you to run. Every thought laid bare in the open. Along your skin, splayed out from within. Once the monster had its fun. Father's Day card. And it's a child drawing. Preliminary psychological evaluation. St. Maria's Institute, from blank to blank, patient's name blank, subject, preliminary psychological evaluation. A new patient arrived today named blank blank and age blank blank. Comes with us with a number of interesting psychological characteristics. He displays marked impairment in the use of a number of non-verbal behaviours, most notably eye contact, with a facial expression and body posture. Blank blank shows no interest in participating in simple social play, preferring instead social solidarity activities. 3. Through blank maintains adequate speech ability. He shows marked impairment in his ability to indicate and or sustain a conversation with others. Furthermore, blank engages in the repetitive use of ideal something language, as well as repetitive mannerisms. 5. Blank blank also has persistent preoccupation with parts of objects. Further evaluation is required. Respectively submitted, Dr. Chloe Zane, attending psychiatrist. Yep. What was that one? No. Okay. Psychological evaluation 1. St. Maria's Institute, blank 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 blank. Patient blank blank has shown no devaluation from his extreme social degenerative traits. Despite numerous applications of electroshock therapy. Sessions in isolation tank were also unsuccessful. I feel more aggressive methods should be pursued, and I would like to set up a meeting in the near future to discuss them. Sincerely, Chloe Zane, attending psychiatrist. Condolence letter. And St. Maria's Institute, from two patient named subject, absolutely nothing. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Blank, the purpose of this letter is to offer our sincerest condolences for the tragic loss of your son on May the 2nd during his recent surgical procedure. Despite the best efforts by the attending surgical staff, medical conditions impeded all efforts to revive him. We would also kindly remind you that this surgical procedure was legally authorized in the agreement you signed when your son was first admitted to the facility. Regretfully, Dr. Chloe Zane. This is why always read the fine print. Like, seriously. Internal memo. Requesting number blank. Notice to all staff. Please note that the resting courtyard door is currently locked. The paper-eating neuropat went one step too far and swallowed the key. How in the world does this sort of thing happen so often? Anyways, he's scheduled for a procedure later this week, and I plan to re-clarify the matter at that time. Until then, please bear with the inconvenience of walking all the goddamn way around just to get to our medical ring. Robert Bloch, Director of Operations. Poem Fragment 3. Take heed, is not too late. Mistakes needn't haunt you forever. Though you have regret, you can't just forget. You are alone, decide your fate. Another psychological evaluation. 2. After numerous attempts utilising the latest experimental treatment conventions, I feel that the patient blank blank has shown no recuperative progress. In fact, I find that blank blank has indeed regressed, and that any treatment of this nature, regardless of the intensity and or frequency, will be of no help in curing his strange social behaviour. My recommendation is that a full frontal lobotomy to be conducted at the soonest opportunity. That's the thing, is like, oh, doesn't work? Right, let's get the old pick ready. There's like lobotomies cure everything back in them days, seriously. I mean, yeah, it's horrible, but yeah, you'd never see that sort of thing nowadays. A newspaper article, corruption. Vile State Prison to be investigated for corruption charges by William Thomas. Officials at Vile State Prison are reporting that they will be the subject of a voluntary investigation into charges from various prisoners, and the guards who worked at the prison are engaged in corrupt practices. We are confident in the integrity of our guards, Warren Glenn Milton told reporters at a recent press conference held at the prison. We run a tight ship here and have nothing to hide. Bullshit. That's why we've taken the initiative to invite state investigators into our facilities to clear up these misunderstandings and, frankly, dispute the outright lies being told by some of the prisoners in our care. Charges against the vile guards include the distribution and sale of illegal narcotics, theft and physical abuse against both prisoners and fellow prison staff. One state official who requested to remain unnamed said the investigation is stated to begin within 2 weeks' time. We take these accusations very seriously, the officer said. If it turns out that there is any validity to the charges, then appropriate disciplinary actions against Royal Prison as well as those individuals responsible, will be taken in debt immediately. In inscribed snapshot picture of the docks. Funeral announcement. Killenman and Fox funeral services since 1910. Funeral announcement. You are cordially invited to attend the funeral for Alison Elaine Wilson, 1923 to 1999. Memorial services will be conducted at 11 a.m. Tuesday morning, November 9th, 1999, at the Perkins Funeral Home, followed by a graveside service at Monroe Cemetery at 1 p.m. So we're kind of guessing this game took place in the late 90s, as most Silent Hill games did. Mother's confession. I have finally done it. I can't take it anymore. God knows I've tried to give her a happy, normal life, but I'm tired and worn out. I just can't do another minute longer. People judge me and call me a monster and wonder why, but until they've lived with a child like her, that they can't possibly know how hard it is every single day, every moment. She will never be normal. She will never grow up and lead a happy life. I've been living a lie, and it's time I wake up from this nightmare. I've given all I can possibly give. It's time for me to start living my life for me. Don't try to find me. You'll never see me again. My new life starts today. God forgive me, Amy. What the bloody hell was going on there then? Psychiatrist note. Silent Hill Psychiatric Health Center. Patient name Malone DA. Patient date of birth the 4th of March 75. The patient is a young Caucasian woman aged 20, of good physical health, with no anomalies in her medical or mental health history. She initially came to my office after a recommendation from her family doctor, complaining of insomnia, exhaustion and depression. Subject recently lost a sibling, older sister, but refuses to divulge in further details. After further interviews, I have diagnosed the patient as suffering from acute obsessive compulsive disorder. Patient described recurring nightmares, anxiety fits of anger and panic attacks, stemming from the irrational belief that if she does not conduct mundane, repetitive rituals around the home, the people in the mirror will cause her physical harm. Schizophrenia as well, it sounds like. Sending recommendation to the patient's GP that she's suffering from OCD with possible schizophrenia. There we are, it's called it. Advising further tests and possible antipsychotic medication. Dr. Ivy Richmond, Silent Hill Psychiatric and Family Counselling. Handwritten note. 7 p.m. Showers. Be ready. S. Psychological evaluation overlook. Psychological report. Royal State Prison. From Dr. Wayne Sarah to Warden Glenn Milton. Subject's name blank. Subject. Initial psychological evaluation profile. Blank is a male, something years old. He is serving a something year service for blank blank and blank. He appears to be in excellent physical health. We briefly discussed his past as well as the events that led to his incarceration. Blank maintains soft-spoken and somewhat incoherent demeanour, yet appears to be cognizant of his crimes and able to serve his sentence without causing any trouble or displaying resistance. For these reasons, I recommend he be approved for placement in the general population. Respectfully submitted by Dr. Wayne Sarah, Chief Psychiatrist, Royal State Prison. Prisoner's Letter 1. Babe, well, another day, another letter from this hellhole. It's been 8 months now since I got locked up, and it seems like things only get worse. I knew some tough guys on the outside, but none of them none of them come close to the freaks in here. I'm I'm talking stone cold fucking killers, rapists, and even sick ass child molesters. And the worst of all are the guards. I swear that they ain't a straight fucking one in the bunch. Just arseholes with badges who get their rocks off by knocking around the inmates. I've always thought of getting arse raped by some dude was gonna be what, but I had to worry about in here. No one said nothing about having to watch my back for dumb ass, crooked balls all the time. I can't wait to get out of here and back to you, because 4 more months. Love forever, Ricky. It's pretty fucked up prison. To be fair, like the guards are like worse than the prisoners. Prisoner's letter 2, babe. Bad fucking news. Well, bad fucking news. Someone around here has got it in their stupid head that I'm some kind of rat switch. I'm pretty sure it's snitch. Been taking the heat all damn week from the other inmates, and the guards are coming down for me for every stinking thing. It ain't looking good, babe. I've got to get my sorry ass out of this place somehow. I need you to call my lawyer and let him know what's going on fast. Please, I'll see what I can do on this end. I've got some ideas, crazy ones, but it's better than nothing. For yours forever, Rick. Well, love forever. A letter from Carol. Murphy, forgiveness? You have the balls to ask me for forgiveness? How can I possibly forgive you when you've destroyed everything I have left in this world? Every time I look at you, all I can see is his face. I only ever ask one thing from you, and that is to be a good father to our son. You have failed me, Murphy. You failed me, and you failed Charlie, and there's no way he'll ever you'll ever have him back. Don't call me, don't write. I don't ever want to see you again, Carol. Damn, because damn. Bolo alert. Police Department, Boston Police Department, for immediate release, August 17th. BPD seeking public assistance in locating individual suspected child murderer. The Boston Police Department has issued a be on the lookout alert for blank in connection with the murder of an 8-year-old male. In the Bolo alert, the Boston Police Department expresses interest in locating and questioning the suspect and asks all law enforcement personnel and civilians to notify Boston Police Department immediately if he is located. Suspect should be considered armed and dangerous. Magazine article Overlook Penitentiary. Prison of No Return by Paul Grimm. In operation for more than 50 years, Overlook Penitentiary has been garnered a reputation as a place where prisoners are sent to never have been seen or heard from again. But that is not all. Overlook has been rumoured for decades to be haunted. Strange disembodied voices, ghost-like apparitions, gruesome deaths, and unexplained disappearances. The inventory of particular happenings have been reported over the years by both prison staff and inmates. It's disturbing, poetic, some may say. However, others, claim that it is nothing more than legends born out of an environment that has been conclusive but to terrifying tales. No question about it, Warden Stephen Kevinson told us. This can be an extremely scary place. We've got society's worst of the worst locked up in here, many of them clinically insane. It's just a matter of time until these crazy stories flow out of our prison, regardless of how impossibly horrifying they may sound. Despite his doubts about the paranormal aspects of Overlook Creation, does not admit that some portions of the prison's notorious reputations are not totally undeserved. Over the years, there has been numerous reports of strange deaths within Overlook's foreboding walls, and even more bizarre disappearances. And although a number of these accidents remain unsolved, Creosan remains in the vast majority of disappearances are easily explained. Another prisoner's letter 3. By the time you read this, I will be gone. I wasn't sent here with a life sentence, but this is what it's come to. The days here are eternal, relentless. Each new sunrise brings endless boredom and monotony. Each new sunset, pain and fear. I have done my time and I no longer wish to be here. But I found a way out. Soon I will be dead, but I will be finally free. I'm coming home, baby. Damn. He's gonna top himself in prison. Shit. Work release program application. Wales State Prison. Note: participation in the work release program requires compliance with basic eligibility rules and the rules for participation at all times. For any violation of these rules, a offender otherwise eligible for work release may be denied entry into or continued participation in the program. Private data: name, date of birth, home address, place of birth, city, state, zip code or ID number. Charge information: current charge or charges, case numbers, sentence in court, date of sentence began, number of days to serve, sentencing judge. Attached note: Murphy, this may be good for you. What do you think, Frank? I was like, how to get Murphy out. Prisoner's letter 4. Babe, I don't have much time to write today. I thought he was going to kill himself in the last letter. I just want you to know that everything's worked out. By the time you read this, I'll be on my way. I'm finally going to be free from this shithole and all these bastards. It's almost done, babe. Then it's just me and you can be together like we always wanted. Yours forever, R. Isn't his wife Carol? And she wants nothing to do with him. Newspaper headline: Overlook Penitentiary executed innocent man. Jesus fucking Christ. Internal investigation underway. Federal intervention expected. Notification: Royal State Prison, from Frank Coleridge to Captain Handley. Sir, as you know, I've been a corrections officer at Royal State Prison for nearly 20 years. During my tenure, I have been a witness to questionable behaviour by my fellow guards, but never to the degree that I have observed in the last 6 months. Most notably, the gross misconduct I have witnessed by Corrections Officer George Sedrell deserves immediate attention. C.O. Sedrell has been engaged in a number of reprehensible activities, including drug trafficking, blackmail, coercion, and violence against prisoners. As a long-time veteran of the prison guard staff, I refuse to turn a blind eye to his transgressions. Please accept this letter as an official request to open an internal investigation of CEO Sewell and any other guards who may be siding with him in his illegal acts. I'm willing to formally submit my testimony in writing and or in person to the investigative committee. Respectively, Frank, Senior Corrections Officer. Damn, he's gonna get himself fucking killed before long. The Cemental Buildings Library books. Yeah, these are just like books. I'm not gonna read these. I'm not gonna read these. Other memos. Missing persons poster. Location. Irondale Johnson. Date of birth January 6, 1996. Missing April 11th. Height 4'2", brown eyes, Caucasian, 8 years old, female, 48 pounds, dark brown hair. Was last seen. There's a lot of fucking spelling errors in this. Last seen on April 11th at around 2:15 p.m. while walking home from the Hillside Middle School. She suffers from severe autism and is prone to wandering away from home. She follows a fixed route from home from her bus stop, marked with a series of coloured ribbons. Oh, this is where the coloured ribbon thing comes in. Placed by her mother. She has a strong aversion to the colour blue, and has been known to alter her route to avoid the colour. Anyone having information should contact the Silent Hill Police Department's missing persons hotline on that number. Damn. Wasn't she the girl that was killed? Like, I'm pretty sure it was, because that was an 8-year-old as well. Devil's Pit Information Boards. Devil's Pit. A Devil's Pit Historical Park, founded in 1945, just after the Second World War ended. Elevation above sea level. Here, 3,350 feet. Terrace below, 3,300 feet. Pit floor beneath, 1,507 feet. Birth of a landmark. Some of Earth's oldest rocks lies at the bottom of Devil's Pit. Thousands of feet deep, the rocks are made out of sediments. About 200 million years after they formed, colossal illogical forces lifted them up into high-range mountains that has been up 5 miles high. Eventually, the mountains eroded into a plain by millions of years of rain, wind and frost, and about 1 billion years ago that plain rose into a second mountain range, and then these new mountains were worn away again. Later, the entire region sank beneath the island, sank beneath an inland sea where fossils of primitive shellfish on the seabed were eventually hardened to form slate or shale. Afterwards, the region was elevated again into a high plateau, and the earlier seabed has become the surface with the ancient rocks at the bottom. Bat Laments Falls. The waterfall below you, the tallest in Devil's Pit, were called Bat Laments Falls. It was named by the natives of the area after a rare species of bat indigenous to the area, known as the weeping bat. The weeping bat spend the entirety of their lives in the Deru Dusk Cave, located towards the bottom of the pit. The weeping bats were named by the natives, who observed that the bats secrete special fluid from their eyes that deters unwanted parasites from festering their ocular cavities. They don't want parasites in their eyes, so they have to cry them out. The natives believe the bats were weeping, saddened by being imprisoned in such a deep, dark chamber. Bats love the dark chambers. Like, they're not imprisoned. They're meant to be blind, so they like it when it's dark. The weeping bats has been known to be unpredictably aggressive and have protected of their offspring, often attacking larger creatures that also resides in the Devil's Pit. However, no attacks against humans was ever reported. That's good. Elevator machinery. When the Gillespie Coal and Iron Company established in the Devil's Pit mine in 1816, electric power was not invented yet. As the mining operation expanded and dug deeper into the earth, hauling ore, equipment and mental service via man and animal, power became impractical. A new system was needed. Gillespie, is that the same Gillespie name as the the mother of Gillespie, Dahlia Gillespie? I'm not sure. The miners began to use the power of the underground river and the Devil's Falls to power Simple machinery like water wheels for hoisting ore to the surface on pulley systems. As the operation grew more complex and ambitious, so did the machinery. By the mid-19th century, the Devil's Pit utilized one of its most sophisticated and earliest applications of hydroelectric power. The elevator was one of the first in its kind, using the indigenous system of gears and water wheels to take men and equipment to the upper cabins. Water chute. This collection of water wheels, cogs, gears, and troughs were used to transfer the natural power of the underground river to various mechanical systems. This was the elevator's engineer's control hub, which allowed him to redirect the water flow via a series of wooden troughs, which in turn powered various mechanical devices such as the main elevator, a flood control pump, and even the early electrical generator. This device was restored to its original working conditions by the Silent Hill Preservation Society. That's good. Train tour of the mines. In the early years of Devil's Pit, mine carts were used as a transportation method or tool for moving materials in and out of the pit during the mining process. The minecarts rode on steel tracks and are initially pushed and pulled by either animals and humans, later replaced by engines. Due to precipitous angles, inclines and declines of the Devil's Pit tunnels, it was unavoidable that the tracks would have been sharp, hazardous and even deadly turns. Humans working at the mines were warned to avoid riding aboard the cars whenever possible, as the death rate for such a journey was estimated at 40%. Quite simply, this meant 4 of every 10 miners who hitched a ride aboard the minecart met a unfortunate end. Damn. Devil's Falls. The breathtaking waterfall before you is the Devil's Falls. As the second highest continuously flowing single drop waterfall in North America, it plunges 1,419 feet into the subterranean below the river. During the spring runoff, the Devil's Falls flow at a rate of 300 cubic feet per second, that is 2,400 gallons every second. The Devil's Falls feed an underground river system that flows through over 20 miles of limestone cabin until they empty into the nearby Toluca Lake. So that's the source of Toluca Lake right there. The Gillespie Coal and Iron Company put the power of Devil's Falls and the underground river to good use, using the flowing river to power various mining systems. Damn. Entry to the Cave of Tears. The cabin before you was originally called Diu's Tusk Cabin. The cave contains the largest stalagmite in all of northeastern America, and it was the first discovered by Chinese immigrant miners in 1863. The Chinese miners believed the giant stalagmite to be the largest tusk protruding from the Diu, which literally translates to Earth Prison in English, and it's considered the realm of the dead in Chinese mythology, hence the name Diu's Tusk. The cave is also the lifelong home to the reaping bat, a rare species of bat indigenous to the area. As a result, the cabin is also as often referred to the locals as the Cave of Tears. The Devil's Train. Jokingly called the Devil's Train by the miners that once worked in the Devil's Pit, this mine train has been converted into a ride for visitors. Equipped with a fascinating audio commentary, the Devil's Train provides the passengers with an in-depth educational tour of the Devil's Pit. including an interactive reenactment of much of the pit's rich history. Please be advised that the tour includes the use of strobe lighting, so passengers sensitive to such effects should take extra care. Also, please keep your hands inside the car at all times, as the Devil's Train passes through areas of the pit with very low ceilings and narrow passageways. Finally, that we ask you to refrain from using any flash photography that might disturb the native fauna or the bats. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your ride on the Devil's Train. And I think that was the same train that them kids died on. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that was Downpour. To be fair, I should play that one and Origins as well. Like, I need to find out if I can play that somehow. Yeah, so that'd be it for this video. Next Tuesday will not be a Silent Hill reading. I'm gonna see if I can look up an actual history thing of the Silent Hill series, like lore, because obviously Requiem comes out next week. So yeah, this is going to be on hold until early March. I've got 2 more games, the Short Message and F, to read the files on. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So yeah, that'll be it, and I'll see you guys next time.